Innova is proud to be a founding partner of the College Disc Golf National Championship. In 2007, Pete May had a vision to create a national collegiate competition, and he brought 7 teams to Augusta, Georgia for the first ever championship. From day one, Innova has supported the collegiate's focus on amateur competition, team play, and the magic of school spirit and camaraderie.
Welcome to Rock Hill, South Carolina for the 2024 College Disc Golf National Championships presented by Innova. This is the second PDGA major of the year, and we have 9 holes left before we crown the men's Division I national champion. I'm Nathan Johnson, joined in the booth today by Nick Hanson. How's it going, Nick?
It's going good today. It's going to be another windy one out there for these last 9 holes for the competitors, but hopefully we can see some low scores and we'll crown our winner soon.
Yeah, 4 new players from the card that we had during our feature card in round 1. Very tightly packed leaderboard though, so it is definitely going to be anyone's game. Somebody pops off and shoots a hot final 9. They could give themselves a chance to win this thing.
Yeah, any of these holes can be birdied or bogeyed, so a lot of chance out there for stroke separation. But here we are at hole 1 of this final 9, 701 par 4, OB right and left. There's quite a big landing zone to then approach this green, but as we saw yesterday, angle is very important off the tee.
First, representing Oklahoma Baptist University, please give a warm welcome to Mr. James Owens.
James Owens leading things off after his very solid 3-under hot round from round 1. Coming in at 984 rated. I'm sure he would love to grab a national championship, bring it back home to the state of Oklahoma. Going with the forehand here off the tee, as we said in round 1, that is typically the preferred play, but this looks like it leaks a bit right. He's going to find that out of bounds.
Milligan University, please put your hands together for Mr. Ben Wagner.
Ben Wagner up next. You just heard it there. Milligan University, 1004 rated pro. Pretty solid.
Hold up. Do you know where Milligan is?
I wish I did.
I've never heard of that.
Neither have I. But he's a super solid disc golfer. Came in 7th place last year at the national singles portion of the national championships. So we'll see if he can improve on that
Up
today.
next, representing Oklahoma Christian, please give a warm welcome to Mr. Henry Bente.
A bunch of small schools being represented. Oklahoma Christian for Henry Bente. Also very solid disc golfer. Was 11th in the power rankings coming into this national championship. Also going with the forehand off the tee here.
That is a good spot to be off. Hole 1 there.
Rounding out our card, representing the University of Cincinnati, put your hands together for Mr. Ilkin Groh.
Ilkin Groh rounding out our lead card here. Cincinnati took home the team championship last year, so I'm sure he would love to bring another title to that school. Also, 2-time major champion, worth mentioning. He won the 2022 U.S. Am Champs and the Junior World Championships that year, so very decorated career already. Looking to add another title under his belt.
Definitely knows how to perform under pressure, then I would say. So I'm excited to see what he's got here in this final 9. Also, Milligan is in Tennessee.
All right, there we go. Learn something new every day.
And that's not a bad spot to be after that tee shot. He's still got a chance to get up and down for par.
Yeah, as long as you're staying in bounds, not the worst case scenario here. The second shot can be pretty tricky with a bit of a left to right slope. Looks like that one just leaks a bit left out of bounds for Henry. It's going to have a long par putt coming up.
Tough shot for our camera crew there, but giving you what we got.
Saw this second approach yesterday, going for that spike hyzer over the path and the trees. Pretty common result there, just getting grabbed late by those branches, drops down.
Yeah, there's a fine line where you want to be just a few feet over those trees to really get, inside circle one. If you're too high, you've got a chance at going towards the water.
This one leaks out a bit early for Ilkin, doesn't quite commit to that line, comes up a bit short. Some struggles early here on hole one. Nobody really in birdie position so far. Gonna be looking to scramble for par.
Very solid recovery there, getting himself into tap-in birdie or par range.
Yep, and a nice layup there. I think we're probably going to, like you mentioned in the intro, Nick, a lot of blustery winds again today. We saw a lot of layups from circle 2 in round 1. It's probably going to be a pretty similar situation here in this final 9, just because these guys are jockeying for position. Definitely don't want to have any 3 putts out here, so better to play it on the safe side, I think.
Yeah, and as we said yesterday, par is good. Like, par is gaining strokes on, most of the field sometimes here, and it's just about taking the chances where you can, where you're not, having too much risk. But let's get on to hole 2. 389 feet, par 3, over the water here. You've got OB all the way on that left side there, as you can see. We're going to see a lot of players, I would say, pitch out to the right and kind of play a safer play. But if you get too far right, you're going to have a tough upshot.
First seeing a play we did not see yesterday. The super wide backhand spike hyzer, very safe play. Just put yourself inbounds. It does make the approach kind of tricky, though, with that OB water probably less than 20 feet behind the basket. Here's the aggressive line.
Oh, and using every bit, taking the water skip and finding himself just outside the circle for a birdie look.
Wow, you love the line, you love rewarding that player. I think that was Ilkin with a aggressive shot. Well executed. This is the more traditional common result, just coming up short in circle 2. That'll probably just be a nice stress-free par coming up.
Oh, and that one's flipping in a hurry. It's not going to make it out of there, and that is OB there, so he's going to be on the other side of the water here still, throwing 3.
Still be a tough up and down for bogey from here. This is looking nice as long as it checks. And it does. That's a nice scramble shot there to try to limit the damage.
Hey, there's a pretty good layup.
Yeah, love to see it. Thinking about it, but no, not worth it. Not worth running those deep circle 2 putts, especially this early in the round. This one, maybe?
Ooh.
That looked like it could have been a half bid. It had some height on it. I don't know.
That one's it's just such a tough one. If you're not feeling confident in your putt, like, it's way smarter to lay up on this hole, because if you run it past the basket at basket height, it's going to be out of bounds.
Yeah. Don't want to gloss over a really nice save there from Henry to limit the damage to the bogey. Pretty much best case scenario after that drive he had. So hopefully he can turn things around here on hole 3.
Hole 2 came in at plus 6-4 over par and no birdies on the day. So as we roll into hole 3 here, one that everybody knows and loves, you've got the OB all around, the little sand bunker green.
Another play we did not see during round 1, the wide spike hyzer from Benjamin Wagner. Coming up short, but that's a nice safe option to kind of limit the left to right movement and also the distance control.
I like this one.
Pushes straight. It's going to look great, and he finds the sand. What a shot from Ilkin. That is not an easy thing to pull off on this hole. Really takes great distance and angle control to keep the disc moving straight.
Ooh, a little tree love there. Keeping him in bounds. Should be able to get up and down for his 3 after that.
This is looking nice too if it can find some late stability.
Oh, and it does. Look at that. 2 great shots. It's not every day you see 2 birdies on this hole on the same card.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those birdie or bogey type holes.
Nice shot. Nice shot.
If you don't pull that tee shot off perfectly, can end up in an insta bogey from that drop zone. So card playing the hole well, showing us why they earn their spots here on this lead card for the final 9. 2 nice scrambles as well.
2 great upshots from distance on this hole. Love to see it. Getting some green on our cards early.
Yeah, I can't imagine the pressure these guys are feeling, you know, competing for a national championship. You know, we just had March Madness, or we still have March Madness going on. This is a big deal, a major title on the line for these guys. So just got to play within themselves and see what they can do.
And they only get 27 holes to do it, so we're on to hole 4. Triple Mando, 284 feet, dead straight par 3. Take your best shot and either put it in front of the gap or try and make it through.
Saw a lot of forehands yesterday. I do like that play with the very subtle right to left slope that this hole has. You can kind of catch your disc and move it straight at the end of the flight. That one's a little bit pulled there. First backhand we've seen on this one.
Oh,
Looks
maybe a
pulled
little
as well.
slip on the tee pad also. Unfortunately, he's going to be missing the Mando there and going to the drop zone.
You watch this hole on coverage. It's 284 feet. You know, it's right there in front of you. It seems so simple. And then when you stand on this tee pad, this gap is just shrinks into the smallest gap you've ever seen in your life. It is way harder to do in a tournament than it may seem for us watching at home.
Yeah, and I can confirm that.
Oh, yeah, believe me, Nick, me too. I've missed this Mando so many times. So I can't blame these kids at all.
that.
What a flick roller. Oh, my God, he hits the
Wow.
koozie.
Pulling out the trick shot here. It's a good hole to do it, too.
A couple pitch ups, some very common struggles as we're seeing on hole 4. The layup play just looking like a better and better option every time we watch a card come through on this hole.
All right, as we continue with our final 9, we roll over to hole 14. Downhill, 249. Everybody knows this hole. It is treacherous as it comes. 2 drop zones, though, so you cascade. If you're OB off the tee, you go to the first one, and then from there on, you go to the second one.
I like this play out of the hand from Ilkin. Never really testing that OB corner. Just putting it into the nice fat part of the green. Give himself a circle 2 putt that he can, you know, either lay up or run depending on how he's feeling. No real reason for these guys to mess with that OB and try to birdie this one. Just put it in bounds and, you know, move on.
unfortunately there, just a little short. He's going to be going to that first drop zone.
This one's got to go, and it does. Just beats the hay bales there for Benjamin. Going to give him probably a long layup from there. This is that drop zone you were talking about, kind of a different angle coming into the green. Not as much to worry about. And that's a good recovery.
Yeah, that's a good stick. This hole creates nightmares for people, so getting it on the second shot is, gives you a little bit of a stress relief.
Yeah, this is a hole you can take a double or triple bogey real fast if you're...
Oh, no.
And I believe...
Running the birdie putt.
Okay, we'll see how that plays. Some years that is a reputt from his previous lie as a really great... We watch a really great bogey save from James because it's an island green. They might let him take it from where it went out, but I'm interested to see how that plays.
Yeah, I think once you're on the island, it plays as normal OB rules.
Okay. So that's a fortunate break there. Just a single bogey. But I'm sure he'd like that one back. Also, as we see a couple more tap outs here, we got to give a shout out. We missed it in round 1 from Dakota Taylor, who rung up the ace out of Texas Tech. Well done.
Oh, ace on this hole is just, it's one of those ones that you love. You'll remember that forever. But here we are, hole 15, par 4, 647 feet. One of the most difficult holes on the course, whether you're playing this final 9 or the regular. Got a big shot to start, and then you have that sloped approach, creating, difficulty, and we saw it yesterday.
Gonna need some late stability here. Never gets back. That may be a re-tee.
Yeah, from this angle, it does look like he will be re-teeing.
Just the one mistake you really can't make on this hole. It's a nice recovery shot there.
Roll down the hill there, curl up nicely, it looks like.
Thank goodness.
Putting him in a good position. Sometimes after that first person tees and does that, it kind of worries me when it shouldn't for my shot. Sometimes you start thinking about your angles.
Yeah, definitely don't want to be...
this is great.
Oh, yeah, that's...
Oh, no.
If it checks... Oh, and it finds the out of bounds.
Wow.
That's the danger of that forehand.
Such a good position.
Yeah, that's the danger, right? Throwing these overstable discs on like a flex line, going to get a lot of ground play, and it's hard to just control that angle that the disc lands on. It kind of leaves a lot more up for, as that one finds the out of bounds as well. The backhand is a lot touchier shot, but if you can land the disc flat, you can kind of limit that ground play. This is just kind of some of the risk reward you have to take into account when playing a hole like this.
Oh, and there's that uphill approach I was talking about. It's been giving people issues all week, and we see it again there. OB on that left side.
Especially, too, from where these guys are landing, more towards the bottom of the hill. This is playing as a...
This needs to sit.
Very far. Wow, that is an incredible shot. Oh, it just goes OB deep. That's probably playing at least 400 feet from where he is with the uphill and the line. Just a super tough approach into this green.
Oh, and a slip, but looking good.
Yeah, not too. It was kind of smooth with it. Could have looked a lot more uncoordinated, and it was a great result. So
Yeah, that was like an 8 out of 10 fall for sure.
All right, so we got some scrambling going on here. Pretty much all of these guys have taken at least one OB stroke now on this hole, so just looking to limit the damage. Themselves out of here with hopefully just a bogey.
Yeah, I mean, I would say today this is just one that you know, you can just get your par and be happy with. You're going to be taking strokes on people.
Yeah, great par save there from Ilkin after going OB long. It's a hole that's just tough to play for par. I kind of mentioned this yesterday. You can't really just lay up on 18 and just kind of chip your way up the fairway. It kind of forces you to be aggressive the entire way with that water carry at the beginning and the tight out of bounds, which is just it's good course design, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of this hole. I hope it doesn't change anytime soon, and it goes back to 18.
Yeah, I think it will for the foreseeable future. Would surprise me if it did.
All right, we're on to 16 here. Slightly downhill, double Mando. Another one of those holes that is out here that's very short, very straightforward, but gives a lot of people issues.
It's a stressful little hole, especially the combination of the low ceiling and then that late log that acts as a kind of a high floor, especially, and these rocks too that are in the middle of the fairway. It's a very tight window and a nervy gap to hit, especially coming down the stretch at a major championship.
Oh, great shot there. Give himself a look at birdie. Yeah, I like the addition to this hole over the years of those rocks and the two Mandos. I think it's created, a better hole. It's still very straightforward, but as we see, it causes issues.
Yeah, as opposed to, today's hole 14, normally hole 17 not being at the end of the round, I actually do like this hole being one of the last couple holes as opposed to the traditional hole 1. It's really hard to throw touchy shots when you're under pressure. So like a hole like this late in the round is just a great addition, and that's the thing that can come into play, right? Just early release there from Henry. And now he's scrambling from the drop zone.
You've got 3 holes left. You step up to this one. You're like, I need to birdie this one. I must birdie this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a different type of pressure.
Oh, just catching the little hanger.
I can't even see that from here, like from the camera angle. Just kind of blended into the background. That log is about 60 short of the basket, so this is a huge putt now to save the par and just a bit high. Outside the circle deep there from James. Just a bit off.
Yeah, it's good to have your birdie putts high, though, giving it a chance.
Yeah, so some struggles here on hole 1 for the card. I think Benjamin's still putting as James just leaves that one low. Maybe a little bit of an overcorrection there.
Yeah, and surprisingly, this hole played over par today. Not by much, but it did play over par.
That is a great birdie pickup for Benjamin. Puts him into the lead for now on this card. We'll give you a little look into how the other chasing cards are doing, because it's a close race at the top, I'll tell you that, as we come down the stretch.
As we move into hole 17, 409, uphill, OB, right and left side. This is a hole that players, I would say, want to try to go for, but it's not a must get by any means. They just need to make sure they're getting at least par.
Yeah, especially as a hole 17, this is one you just want to make sure you don't bring in that OB left or right. At least secure your par. That's a great way to do it. This is looking really nice.
All right, that's going to give him a putt there. Deep circle 2, but a putt.
Yeah, I didn't really get the ground play. If that disc got back to a little more hyzer, I think he would have been flirting with circle 1 for sure.
Oh, and a little overturn there. That one's going to be quite a bit short, but should be able to get up and down.
It's another hole in a row that has that combination of like high ceiling and low floor. That just makes it really difficult to hit the angle right. This is looking really nice.
Oh, that's the shot you want. Right to circle's edge. It's on that right side. If it had a little better angle, it probably would have skipped back to the basket.
So we got a couple pitch ups for par coming up. I think now is a good time to mention. At this point, we saw a hot round from the third card, Benjamin Zorn, who shot even in round 1, coming in with a 3 under in round 2 to put himself as the leader, or in the final 9, I should say, to put himself as the leader in the clubhouse. So these guys, I'm sure if they're looking at scores, Ilkin, you can just tell by the reaction, he knows what that score to beat is.
He knows he needed that one.
Henry comes up a bit short as well. I will say, though, with the next hole, hole 18 here today being a par 5, it is eagleable. We saw an eagle putt at it in round 1. So Ilkin and Benjamin both with a chance here to get to that 3 under mark and potentially force a playoff. But it's going to take something special.
Just make sure he connects on this one and has a chance to win on the next hole with an eagle. All right, as we move into hole 18, like you said, a par 5, 747 feet. You have OB on the left here. You have a small circle there in the middle. You have then this Mando here you need to navigate. So we get around the corner. You can see people's second shot getting up into this area to have a downhill putt at that eagle. But overall, a good finishing hole.
Yeah, a really great finishing hole and a demanding finishing hole. Takes at least 2 really good quality shots. This is the safer option, just putting something out there into that largest inbounds area for Benjamin. He knows he just needs a birdie here, so doesn't need to bite off too much. Ilkin's going to have to take the aggressive route and try to get as left as possible to put himself in eagle position.
Oh, it looks pretty good. It's got the height.
Oh, this is looking great if it misses those limbs, and it does. That is way down there. Prime position for Ilkin. That's going to set him up with the potential to grab that eagle and force a playoff.
Yeah, he looks a little pinched, not in the perfect position, but with a big skip, he could get around there. James here going with a very similar shot. And also going to put himself in a pretty good position. A little further back, but he might have a better angle.
Yeah, you really want to be as close to that OB as possible to open up the angle to go into the green. So this one's looking nice from Henry. Just needs to find the inbounds. And it does. Yeah, great shot for him as well. All right, so it's going to be Benjamin up first. Like we said, he just needs the birdie 4. So pretty much can just lay this up to the gully, and then another chip into the green from there should be set him up for that birdie.
Some unfortunate ground play, but still in good position. Interesting going with the roller here.
Oh, he just barely misses. Oh, it's not flippy enough. Wow, I love the play, but just not too stable of a disc. Never gets fully turned over and finds the OB long.
Probably needs to throw that with something a little slower, maybe like a mid-range or a light fairway. Oh, but this looks great.
Yeah.
Oh, and just a little deep.
It's hard not to go deep, though, especially with this like almost U-turn that you have to do at the end of the flight. Need a huge flare, as Ilkin just demonstrated there. There's a huge shot coming up.
Okay. He's got himself in position.
That's about as good as he can do from there. Gonna have a downhill look for the eagle. This is a big shot here now for Benjamin. Gotta put this close.
Oh, no. That's going to leave him at the top of the hill, probably circle's edge. Yep, you can see the disc right there.
Yeah, just caught the backside trees, branches that just kind of caught his disc. All right, so first up, Ilkin for eagle to push a playoff.
Oh!
Just a bit left.
Just ran out of gas.
Really great effort. You could tell he knew he needed to make that, and now Benjamin for birdie to push a playoff of his own.
Oh, dang. Just never really gave that one a chance. Kind of left it on the left side the entire time.
Yeah, you hate to see that. I mean, a great round from both of these guys to put themselves in position, to have a chance to win this thing. But just a few too many mistakes down the stretch. Ilkin gonna get to 2 under. This now for par from Benjamin to keep himself in that tie for second place.
Oh, no way.
That is absolutely disgusting.
Wow. And these aren't the baskets you normally see spit outs like that. Of all places, hole 18 of the singles final 9.
And with that, Benjamin Zorn is going to be your Division I Men's Collegiate National Champion. A great round from some of these guys, from all these guys, a great tournament.
Introducing your 2024 College Disc Golf National Champion, representing Ferris State University, Benji Zorn.
I'd like to first thank Innova Champion Discs at Best Plastic. Thank you so much. I'd like to thank Shay, Great Lakes Discs. I'd like to thank my parents. My dad texted me all week telling me I can do this. I'd like to thank Leonard Johnson for telling me to go to Ferris, for believing in me. I'd like to thank Evan, my caddy. I'd like to thank my lovely girlfriend Delaney for helping me through all the ups and downs. I'd like to thank all my friends here, Mississippi State, Frank, you guys know what's up. I'd like to thank Foundation for telling me what a terrible job I did last year on the Final 9. Suck it, I did it. No more 10s. I did it. I'd like to thank everyone here. Oh my gosh, you can do it. Just believe. Wow, thank you guys.
You love to see it. You can see the emotion on his face. Oh, and how much it means to the kid. Benjamin Zorn from Ferris State University is your men's Division I Collegiate National Champion. Huge congrats to him.
Yeah, it's awesome to see. And just like you said, the emotion that you see at these events is incredible to watch. It's one of the things that people come for. You want to see battles like this. Coming from the third card to win is absolutely incredible. Hats off to you and your team. And good luck the rest of the way this week.
Yeah, we got 2 more rounds of team coverage coming up the next 2 days, so make sure to tune in for that. Until then, I'm Nathan Johnson for Nick Hanson. We'll see you then.